Select Board Chair Brian Butler is apologizing after sharing an AI video depicting Barack and Michelle Obama as apes. He called it satire, not racist. The town's GOP committee condemned the post. And reggae star Shaggy is helping Hurricane Melissa victims in Jamaica, teaming up with a Florida lawyer to deliver 500 pounds of supplies. A Virginia search and rescue team with 4 trained dogs is also headed to assist recovery efforts. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dodgers are in trouble. They lost to Toronto last night 6-1 and are now just one game away from missing out on winning back-to-back World Series titles. The Blue Jays take a 3-2 lead back home to Toronto for what could be a decisive Game 6 on Friday night. The Dodgers offense is breaking down at the wrong time. They've scored only 3 runs in the last 2 games and struck out 15 times last night. 12 of those strikeouts belong to Trey Yesevich, a 22-year-old rookie. Yesevich limited the Dodgers to 3 hits and 1 run. Only one Dodger batter went to the plate last night with a runner in scoring position. The Dodgers need to resuscitate their offense in a hurry. Austin Reeves continues to carry the Lakers with LeBron and Luka Doncic out with injuries. Reeves hit a short jumper in the lane at the buzzer last night in Minnesota to lift the Lakers to a 116-115 win. Reeves ended up with 28 points and 16 assists. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
On Thursday evening, November 6th, you're invited to the next KBLA Talk 1580 Altadena Town Hall meeting. This time we're convening at Victory Bible Church, 1497 North Hill Avenue in Pasadena. The town hall will once again be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580 from 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 6th. But you're invited to join us in person for this urgent and necessary community conversation. The theme for this Altadena Eaton Canyon Fire Town Hall is Understanding the Wildfire Recovery Compensation Fund. The primary focus of this gathering is to inform residents about Southern California Edison's newly launched Wildfire Recovery Compensation Program and provide clarity on eligibility and the claims process. There are plenty of questions to be asked, and only KBLA Talk 1580 has the right moderators to ask the tough questions, the right stakeholders and community activists to share their insights, and we have confirmed the participation of corporate executives from Southern California Edison to answer our queries. So be sure to join us at Victory Bible Church in Pasadena, 1497 North Hill Avenue on Thursday, November 6th. The event is free and open to the public, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. Light refreshments will be served immediately following the live town hall. This KBLA Talk 1580 Altadena Rising Town Hall is brought to you by the Black Freedom Fund.
More than 270, more than enough to become the 44th President of the United States. He will be the first African-American President of the United States.
I've been broke all my life, but I kept hope all them nights. You see business in my city? Yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Don't nobody care about us, and that's why I don't vote. Voted for Obama back in 2012, I remember that's when I had hope. He was saying, yes, we can, and everybody got less food stamps. And when I turned 21, I was still broke, I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it all on my own, ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the mayor's name, I ain't never seen her one time ever. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump? He ain't never really gave it, ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't want to see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones right how much food
KBLA Talk 1580. It sounds like Jasmyne Cannick, but it's really yellow pain on that. It sounds like the stuff you run around saying all day. She's a Gen X award-winning journalist, a political and culture commentator, a producer, strategist, activist, and a delegate for the LA County Democratic Party. Jasmyne Cannick, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning. Thank you for coming in pre-coffee.
It is pre-coffee. it is.
Yeah.
Didn't have time this morning. I was trying to be on time.
Well, I appreciate you. I really, really do. And I know they were looking forward to you because we were talking about you yesterday in the YouTube chat, which is that my feeling about Proposition 50, which is what we said we were going to talk about today, is that people just don't understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong, 800-920-1580.
I'm happy to try to break it down for you.
Let's
do it.
Yes. You know, that's why I played the yellow pain. Let's get the three branches of government now. Enter Jasmyne Cannick.
Well, let's get it started. All right. Well, look, fam, we have a special election next Tuesday. Normally, we would not be voting this year. It's 2025. It's an odd year. It's an off year for us. But we are. And the reason why we are voting is because we have a madman in the White House, and California is trying to save our country's democracy. I think a really easy way, maybe, Dominique, for me to try to explain it this morning is to take the shutdown and put that up against Prop 50. Okay? So most people basically know that Prop 50 is a clapback against Trump's mid-district redistricting, meaning that Trump has sort of made it very clear that he wants red states to redraw their congressional maps to give MAGA Republicans more seats in Congress. Stay with me, folks, because all of this is really important, okay? So why does he want more seats in Congress? Look at the shutdown, okay? So it's all a numbers game. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you understand what's going on here. The reason why the government cannot reopen is because, as of now, MAGA Republicans do not have 60 senators to override a filibuster to move through and vote to reopen the government, which means that they still need Democrats. If they redraw their congressional maps and the congressional lines, and they're able to pick up additional seats throughout the country, they will have the numbers that they need both in the House and in the Senate. We call that a supermajority, to be able to do whatever they want and never need a Democratic vote ever. That is what this is about. That is what they are trying to do right now. And again, this is pre-coffee, so do not call me trying to say, you were off by one number. I believe the Democrats are 213, the Republicans are 219. Normally, when the House is full, we have 435 members in the House of Representatives. Everybody always calls it Congress. Congress is really the House of Representatives and Senate put together. We have 435 normally. We have 3 vacancies right now. One we know about because Speaker Mike Johnson refuses to swear her in, right? There's a reason why, okay? And then each state has 2 senators, bringing the number up to 535. Republicans only have 53 senators right now. If they had 60, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because they would have the numbers that they need, and they wouldn't be every day blaming the Democrats for the shutdown and the SNAP benefits and this and that, okay?
They'd still be blaming us, but
yes.
But they would be lying even more than they're lying now.
Exactly. And so what California is saying is that, Texas and these other red states who are acquiescing to Trump's demand that they redraw their lines to pick up more seats for MAGA, that we're going to do the same in California. We're going to mid-decade, redraw our lines and possibly be able to pick up more seats for Democrats. And I say possibly because it's not a done deal. If Prop 50 passes and voters say, yes, we want to let the lawmakers in Sacramento for up until 2030, redraw the congressional lines, fine. You still got to go vote in 2026. Folks still got to run campaigns. They're going to be running in purple districts. Folks still have to run for office. Just because we passed Prop 50 doesn't mean, oh, yay, we got 5 more Democrats, in Congress. It doesn't, in the House, it doesn't work that way. We still will have our elections. We're basically fighting fire with fire. We're not bringing a hug to a knife fight. We are saying, okay, y'all gonna do that bet. We're going to do this over here. And that's what people need to understand. So your EBT benefits are delayed right now. Let them get a supermajority. They will be permanently gone.
Gone.
They will be gone. And that is what California and other states that are led by Democratic governors are trying to figure out, like, how do they fight against cheating? How do you fight against people who are constantly changing the rules as the game goes on? And while this may not be the perfect solution, it's not the end-all solution, it is a answer to fighting back against that, because what they are trying to do is get to that golden number in the House, which is 290, so that they have a supermajority. And then once they get that supermajority, they will never, ever, ever, as long as everyone stays alive with a pulse, need a Democrat to vote for anything that they want to push through. Because people are always saying, oh, but you control the House and you control the Senate. That is absolutely true. They do, but they do not have a supermajority. They still need Democrats, which is why you still have to apply pressure to your Democratic representatives not to fold, not to cave, not to compromise on our health care and our benefits right now.
Like they did with the big BS bill.
Yes.
Like they did with the big BS bill. And I'm glad, they decided to grow a spine. That's good. Or
for the time being, right now, we don't know what the future, but I believe in consequences for bad behavior. There is no Democrat that can come back to me as a voter in my district and give me any sob story about why they had to cave in and vote to reopen the government if it includes cuts to people's Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, the way that we stay alive. Like, I'm not hearing it. I'm not having it. I'm happy that they've been able to hold out this long. I don't know how many days, 36, 37, I don't know what it is, but I'm happy they've been able to hold out this long. They better keep holding out.
I think it's the second longest government shutdown in history, the first one being during the first Trump term.
They better keep on holding out, because people need their insulin. People need their health care. You shouldn't go from paying $100, $200 a month for your health care to $3,000, $4,000 a month. That's ridiculous. And there's nothing anyone, I don't care who you are, how long you have served, what great things you have done. This is the moment, and you need to meet the moment right now. And the moment says we as Americans need our health care. Our elders need their health care. Folks who are disabled need their health care. I need my health care. We all do.
Yeah, that's true. And, the spin is always going to spin, but the fact that there are some splinters happening in the Republican wall show that you need to hold steady right now. I mean, the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going, well, actually, my constituents want subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. Like, that to me should be a clue to Democrats.
Of all people, too.
Right, of all people, that they need to hold the line right here. So we got more questions and answers on Prop 50. I hope some of the folks who have been saying no on 50, no on 50, no on 50 in the chat will call me at 800-920-1580. Call Jasmine. Call me or hop in the chat, because some of the concerns, I think need to be addressed. If you really think that's what it is, then let's talk about it. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready?
You're invited to the KBLA Talk 1580
1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair on Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catch at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Join us for a day of health, healing, and community connection. There will be health screenings, immunizations, wellness information, a Catch Charter School recruitment fair, plus music and healthy snacks. And it's all free at the KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair, Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Come out and bring the entire family. And if you have not yet checked out our KBLA Health and Wellness Hub, you should at KBLA1580.com. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks Catch Charter School, Prudential, Eastside, Cedars-Sinai, and St. John's Community Health. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that a healthy community is a thriving community.
That's right, baby.
California, this is your moment. The special election is November 4th, and your vote helps decide your future, your community, and your state. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box. Visit an early vote center or mail it. Your participation powers democracy. Every ballot makes a difference. Tell a friend to do the same. Sign up at where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov to track your ballot. Make your voice count. Don't delay. Vote today. A message from the California Secretary of State.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAJOR25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Waking up with me or waking up with Jasmyne Cannick, and 800-920-1580 is the number to call. Andre Parvenu's been in the chat the last few times. We've talked about Prop 50. He was redistricting commissioner, and he says, he keeps saying that he says people need to understand what's at stake and the consequences of what a no vote would mean. He also said, great job, Jasmine.
Yeah, well, thank you, Andre. I appreciate that. I think we saw Andre at the Left Coast Forum, right?
Yes, we sure did. Yes, we sure did. And it was great to see you there. Yeah. And yes, Cavett, Marjorie Taylor Greene is shopping for votes, but that's the whole point. She sees that this is impacting her constituents just as much, actually more, than Democrats.
Well, let's pull the car over there for a second, Dominique. Every Democrat that caves or compromises during the shutdown should not come back home to safe seats. They should be challenged. They should be called out. I hope that folks are paying attention to this, because here's the thing. When we needed you to stand up for us the most, you did not. So FAFO apply. It is not. It's not partisan. Like the Republicans can get it, Democrats can get it as well. Folks need to realize this is what we sent you there to do. We sent you there to meet the moment on our behalf. And if you come back here having failed us, then we need to move on and find new leadership that is going to
some closure.
We're going to give you closure. We're going to give you closure, and we need to elect folks who are willing to stand up. People have a lot to say about Jasmine Crockett. They have a lot to say about AOC, and a few other folks. But you know what? They stand up, and they walk it how they talk it, and I have a lot of respect for that. I not so much for a lot of these other Democrats who, again, the Democratic Party has a huge messaging issue, a huge strategy problem right now. No one knows what they're doing, in my opinion, and definitely aren't messaging the way that they should be messaging to Democrats around the country in this moment. But let you come back here having let us down on this issue. I'm sorry. I know these are some people that I've worked with, that I've worked for, that I know and have a lot of respect for. But this, this is very serious. And there's, for me, no sob story anyone can come back to me with that's like, oh, this is why we had to do it. This is why.
Well,
No.
they always got a spin. So you used the government shutdown as an illustration of why Prop 50 is important because of how things could have gone differently. Redistricting, sorry, Andre, is not sexy. Most people don't think about it. But one of the analogies that I have is, the famous phone call where Donald Trump said, you find me however many votes it was. Can you find me this many votes?
Yep.
This is the congressional seat version of that. So Donald Trump calls Texas and says, hey, can you find me 5 congressional seats? And they say, okay. And then other Republican districts follow suit. And I understand that in the end, if the Republicans got all the seats that they could flip and we got all the seats that we could flip, they still win. But you have to fight. There's no guarantee that they're going to get all of those seats. And if we do nothing, they will have an insurmountable supermajority.
That's right. And again, I can't stress this enough. Prop 50 winning on November 4th, passing rather on November 4th is not the end, because come 2026 in those districts that were drawn by the folks up in the legislature, they're going to have 4 or 5 candidates running in them. Some of them are going to be Democrats, some of them are going to be Republicans, some of them may be another party. You have to still show up and vote in 2026 in order for the district to actually have been flipped. This is just making the way for that to be possible and to happen.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of turnout, I think turnout is a huge red flag right now. It seems like people are not interested in this.
No, so if you're still staring at that ballot on your counter like it's an overdue Spectrum bill, I encourage you to complete it and fill it out. There is one thing on your ballot. You don't have to call me and ask me how to vote on Prop 51, 52, or 53. There is just one thing on your ballot. And you need to either drop it in the mail or drop it in one of the ballot drop boxes and get that over with.
So actually, that's a good point. There will be no voter guide this time.
I mean, there was a slight version of one, and again, it had one thing in it. And then, of course, a lot of us, like I did my little digital voter guide, like, hey, I had people DMing me, can you tell me how to vote on all the propositions? I'm like, all the propositions? Well, there's one.
There's only one.
There's one, and here's my recommendation.
Yes.
But folks, you know, if, again, I'm going to go back to SNAP benefits. I'm going to go back to the health care and the things that I know affect all of us and that we do care about, whether we are on SNAP or not. Right now, these benefits are being touted as being delayed. Let's not talk about who's to blame for it. We already know. They will be permanently deleted. They will be permanently gone if MAGA Republicans get a supermajority.
Right. Okay, so I want to address some of the stuff that's been flying around Prop 50.
Okay, let's go.
On this show. I think because people are mad at Governor Newsom, they do not trust him because, keep the seat. He did not appoint a black person permanently to be a senator who could win.
Yes.
Because of his bait and switch on reparations. A lot of people are mad at him, mad at Democrats. I'm talking about black people right now.
Okay.
So I think that anger at Newsom and the Democrats is making people not trust Prop 50 and looking at Prop 50 as only a partisan political move that doesn't have any benefit for black people, only benefits Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris and I don't know.
Look, you know, I'm not Gavin Newsom's biggest fan at all. But I have to try to look at the bigger picture here. And There's a saying about don't let the great be the enemy of the good. I know that this is not perfect. I know that he is not perfect. But what I guess care more about is those numbers in DC when it comes to this. So, yes, you can be mad about him not keeping his word when it came to the Senate seat. You can be mad about reparations, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be. But I need you to think about the big picture, and that's a problem sometimes our people have. We get caught up in this smaller things versus bigger things. The bigger thing is if they get 290 and they get 60, if they get 290 in the House and 60 in the Senate, it doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter. And so I think you continue on fighting for reparations. You continue on holding Gavin accountable. You want to hold Gavin Newsom accountable when he is on your ballot for president. You don't vote for him.
I mean, I also think that's a really great point. These lines don't impact him.
Right.
What they impact is our representation in Congress, in the House of Representatives.
Right.
That's
we have
what it
53. We have 53 members in the House that represent the state of California. I believe we had 52, and then after the last census, we lost one. We have the largest delegation in DC. And again, California is just one piece of this puzzle, right? We're just one part of the solution. Other states are going to have to follow suit, right, and figure out and go through their state's method for drawing lines mid-decade, because obviously California can't do all the seats. The way they finagled it, they were only able to carve out possibly. It's like playing spades. I got 4 and a possible 1. So they were able to say, hey, we got a possible 5 districts out of redrawing the lines that we think we could flip or turn into Democratic seats. Again, you got to go and vote in 2026 to make that come true. But it's a process. And I get it. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of mistrust. I mean, I wish folks would be as active and as vocal when there isn't an election. Also, when folks are up for re-election. If you don't like the way somebody performed their job while they were representing you, do not re-elect them. I mean, I don't understand why we act like we are on autopilot with some folks. Like, we just gonna do it. And where is that getting us?
Right. But so okay, we only have a minute here.
Okay.
But what I think people are feeling, or what I'm hearing in this chat, is that voting yes on Prop 50 means you're supporting Democrats, and that there's no benefit for Black people in just supporting Democrats, just like you're saying, voting blindly. But you see what I'm saying?
First of all, let's be clear. Over 80% of Black folks in this country are registered Democrats. So I don't buy the argument that you're not supporting Black people. Secondly, again, small picture, big picture. If we stop them from getting a supermajority, we help Black people across the country be able to feed themselves, house themselves, take care of themselves, go to the doctor. Will other people benefit? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we are looking out for Black folks if we can stop MAGA Republicans from getting a supermajority. So I don't buy that argument that, it's just helping the Democrats. Whether you like the Democrats or not, over 80% of Black people in this country are registered Democrats and vote Democrat. So if you love Black people, you're going to hold the Democratic Party accountable. I don't see these people in the chat running to be delegates in the DNC, running to be delegates at the county and the state level, wanting to have a say in what the party actually does. You just want to sit on the sidelines and complain about the party?
Hold that thought. More on this Prop 50 after news, traffic, and sports. You know where you're at. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The family of Shanquella Robinson held a ceremony in North Carolina to mark 3 years since her death in Mexico. Her father still wants justice.
And that's all I'm asking for, is the United States of America to step in and look at this case and make it right.
Though video showed she was attacked, the FBI said there wasn't enough evidence to pursue the case. A former Illinois deputy has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Sonia Massey. Sean Grayson killed Massey, a black woman, after she called 911 about an intruder. He claimed self-defense. Grayson faces up to 20 years or probation. And Miami Heat's Terry Rozier and Portland Trailblazer coach Chauncey Billups are off payroll amid a federal gambling probe. Rozier's $27 million salary is in escrow, and Billups forfeits $7 million until the case is concluded. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dodgers are in trouble. They lost to Toronto last night 6-1 and are now just one game away from missing out on winning back-to-back World Series titles. The Blue Jays take a 3-2 lead back home to Toronto for what could be a decisive Game 6 on Friday night. The Dodgers offense is breaking down at the wrong time. They've scored only 3 runs in the last 2 games and struck out 15 times last night. 12 of those strikeouts belong to Trey Yesevich, a 22-year-old rookie. Yesevich limited the Dodgers to 3 hits and 1 run. Only one Dodger batter went to the plate last night with a runner in scoring position. The Dodgers need to resuscitate their offense in a hurry. Austin Reeves continues to carry the Lakers with LeBron and Luka Doncic out with injuries. Reeves hit a short jumper in the lane at the buzzer last night in Minnesota to lift the Lakers to a 116-115 win. Reeves ended up with 28 points and 16 assists. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center proudly presents its 27th annual Real Black Men Short Film Showcase. Join us Saturday, October 25th at the Writers Guild Theater, 135 South Doheny Drive in Beverly Hills, California. The showcase will feature over 20 films by emerging black male filmmakers from across the country, ready to let their stories be seen, voices be heard, and visions come to life. Saturday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tickets are on sale now on eventbrite.com. For more information, call 323-957-4656 or email bherc@bherc.org.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in the National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform.
Established in 2020 during a time of deep racial unrest across our state and country, the Black Freedom Fund was created to make sure that leaders and organizations working to support black communities and build power have the resources they need to stay in the fight for the long haul. We believe that those closest to the issues impacting our communities know best how to solve them. That's why in just the last 5 years, we've granted more than $45 million to over 200 grassroots organizations across California. That is the largest collective investment in black organizing in history, and we're just getting started. We are clear-eyed and committed, more now than ever, to our people, our power, and our possibility. Join us in creating a future where black people harness their full power to shape their lives and realize a just world for all. Learn more at fundblackfreedom.org. That's fundblackfreedom.org. The Black Freedom Fund is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
California, this is your moment. The special election is November 4th, and your vote helps decide your future, your community, and your state. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box. Visit an early vote center or mail it. Your participation powers democracy. Every ballot makes a difference. Tell a friend to do the same. Sign up at where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov to track your ballot. Make your voice count. Don't delay. Vote today. A message from the California Secretary of State.
Our communities have been through too much to let our voices be erased now. Prop 50 is how we push back against the rigged maps, the rising costs, and the attacks on our health care and our rights. I'm Senator Lola Smallwood-Cuevas. Join me in voting yes on Prop 50 because we deserve to choose who speaks for us. Ad paid for by California for All of Us, supporting Prop 50. McKenna Ballot Measure Committee. Ad committee's top funder. Faith votes yes on 50. Sponsored by LA Voice Action and Progressive Era Issues Committee, supporting yes on 50.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
And today at Scholarly Match is one Jasmyne Cannick, who is an LA County Democratic Party delegate, so she can talk that smack because she can back it up. She's also a Gen X celebrated journalist. You can find her online at iamjasmine.com or Hello Jasmine on Instagram. I'm at DePrima Radio. We are at KBLA 1580. Please like, follow, subscribe. You got some crazy stuff going on your IG with this Tawanda character, boy.
Yes, I love Tawanda. She keeps me out of jail, and
she's your lawyer.
Yeah, she's my AI alter ego, folks, and yeah. You should definitely check Tawanda out if you think I'm bad.
Right? Is Tawanda your Sasha Fierce?
Yes, that Tawanda, yeah, absolutely. And I took the name Tawanda when I created her from Fried Green Tomatoes. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I never saw that movie.
Yeah, so, but yeah, she rights all the wrongs, and she does what I can't do while I'm choosing peace over prison time.
Okay. She's quite hilarious. So you can find that at Hello Jasmine on Instagram, and you're Hello Jasmine on TikTok too. Right?
I am.
I've seen Tawanda on TikTok too. She's everywhere.
Yeah, she has her own. She has her own account.
She looks.
She's her own person.
She looks a lot like you, though.
No, people do mistake us. When I was at the Left Coast Forum, somebody was like, "Hey, Tawanda." I was like, "No, it's Jasmine today. It's Jasmine."
But you seized the moment and made your AI alter ego before someone else could do so, right?
I sure did.
Yeah, you took control of that situation. Okay, so Prop 50, what we're talking. Do you have a Substack? Cavit wants to know.
I do. I don't use it.
Not yet.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's a lot going on in this world. Who knows? I may use it at some point. Just follow me on one of the social platforms. And you can sign up for my email list on my website. That I do have as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I still write.
I am Jasmine with a Y, JASMYME, NE.com. Okay, so back to Prop 50.
Yes.
The other thing that I have been hearing, which is also in our chat, which also makes my head explode because I can't follow the logic, but you probably can.
Let's see. I haven't had coffee, but let's give it a try.
They're saying some people are saying that a yes on Prop 50 will lead to the erasure of black people, black districts, black political power in Los Angeles and California.
Okay. So first of all, I'd tell those folks to go and look at the new maps to see where these 5 districts were sort of carved into. 1, go do that. 2, understand we don't have black districts now. Black people there are many things that are diluting black power in the state of California. And I can tell you, namely at the top of that list is rent and the cost of living. Okay. So even if Prop 50 wasn't on the ballot, our numbers have consistently been going down. Every time we get new numbers, you don't hear about, oh, more black folks moved into California. I got this, rest in peace, rest in power, General Jeff. But General Jeff used to always say,
some General Jeff.
Yes, that there's only one zip code where the where the black population is constantly growing, and that is the zip code that encompass Skid Row. Okay, so let's be very, very clear. That's a weak argument because there are many other things going on in this state, in this county, and in this city that are affecting black residency in California, and Prop 50 is not one of those things. Any black person who decides to run for office, myself included, when I was on the ballot, was it last year or whenever I think it was last year. Anyway, we don't run in black districts. There are no black districts you can run in here. You have to get the support and the votes of other people.
You're talking about statewide districts.
There aren't any city council districts.
Well, CD8 is still majority black, isn't it?
I don't think so. I think there are a lot of black folks in the district. I don't know if it's majority black.
Okay, but the point is taken.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, it's just a weak argument, and you're just looking for a reason. Again, if you care about black people and you love black people, and that is your sole reason for showing up to vote, then you should definitely be voting yes, because you want to stop MAGA Republicans from getting a supermajority. You want to be a part of stopping that. And you know that if California is able to pick up 5 additional seats in 2026, that we are helping black folks, not just in California, but across the country, fight back against that. So, I don't know. You need to come with something else. That's just like this. I'm just angry and I'm mad at the Democrats. I get it. I'm angry and mad at the Democrats too. That's why I'm a delegate, because I love to be the ones in the meeting, like, voting no and challenging and pushing back.
You're right.
I need more.
Yeah, you're right. CD8 is now 42% black.
Yeah.
That's not majority black. No. Anyway, majority Latino, 55% Latino. Yeah, 2% white. Anyway,
if people
I don't see that 2%, I'd be looking.
I mean, if you want to live in a majority black district, move to Georgia, move to Mississippi, move to Alabama. But this is California.
Back to your point, if your interest is protecting black people above all, if your interest is reparations, there are some people, and we do Freedman Friday every week here. Tomorrow, Senator Bradford's going to be on. That's going to be a romp, because he's going to be talking about his take on what happened this legislative session. Oh, that'll be. You don't want to miss that. But anyway, the point is, if that's your orientation, you want reparations. There are some black people who believe that Republicans will deliver that, just like they believed Bill Asaley was going to deliver that. And so they may believe that having assisting in a MAGA majority is not necessarily a goal.
All right. Well, I got a beach house in Idaho, I can tell you, and some magic beans. Let me tell you, folks, do not believe that. There is nothing that MAGA Republicans have done thus far to indicate in any way that they would support reparations for black folks. If anything, they would support returning us back to chains. I don't, so.
Well, I mean, he said it. I don't know if y'all missed that tweet when Donald Trump accused Kamala Harris of supporting reparations for black people as if that was a bad thing, and they want reparations for white people. Okay, so I'm looking here. One outlet says 52% of CD8 is black. One says 64% is black. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But your point is taken. It's all fluid. But if you look at what you consider to be our agenda, or what you consider to be issues of importance to us, preventing a MAGA supermajority or even a permanent regular majority in the House of Representatives is undoubtedly in the best interest of black voters.
I mean,
period.
Going back to reparations, do you think even if we had this battle of reparations in D.C., who do you think would be more likely to be, what party do you think you would find more support in, right?
Well, who's carrying it right now? I mean, H.R. 40 is being carried by Ayanna Pressley, a black woman Democrat.
Right.
And the Senate companion is Cory Booker. He might not do a lot of other things, but he did co-sponsor the reparations
You're not going to
legislation.
get that out of MAGA Republicans. There's, none of us should ever for 1 second be fooled into thinking that MAGA has the best interest of black folks. We know that not to be true based off of all of their actions. You remember, everybody likes to use the meme of what Maya Angelou said: when they show you who they are the first time, believe them, right? Absolutely believe them. Again, our goal here, if your goal is to help black people, then you need to vote yes. You need to make sure that you, again, show up in 2026 and help elect Democrats in these 5 districts that could potentially have a Democratic representative, so that we can pick up these seats to fight against what red states are doing on behalf of Trump. That's just the bottom line. It's a numbers game. You do not hear the Republican Party getting all in their feelings about, this and that. And, they understand it is a numbers game. They know this. 435, 100. We need 60 over here. We need 290 over here. And their only focus is, they don't care if they have to step on you, kill you in the process. They are just trying to figure out how to best get there. Bottom line. And we over here, having these conversations. Well, this, bottom line is, if you want to help black people, make sure that in this state we can pick up 5 additional seats for Democrats. Hold the Democratic Party accountable. Be mad, scream, cuss, whatever, all about the Democratic Party, because I do all of the same, but hold them accountable. And that's your problem, because you only show up every 4 years, and then you don't show up again. You don't pay attention to who you elect and what happens. And so folks just think, oh, well, I could be mad now. No, you need to stay engaged and informed the whole time in between. You see what happens when you turn your back. Look at where we are right now, having a special election in 2025.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've said it again and again, and some people say, well, James, I'm not just rapping on you, but he's always like, I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I will tell you how to vote.
I absolutely will.
Yes,
too.
on 50.
Yes, on 50.
I mean, you don't have to listen to me, but I will have the ability to say, I told you so. I think we're going to win this, but we won't if people don't show up. You've got to show up. You've got to get your neighbor, your friend, your auntie,
it's
your
not
mama.
much to show up to. Look, we don't have polling places anymore, so take that out of your vocabulary. We have vote centers. And you can vote at any vote center. It doesn't matter if it's the one near your house or not. Look at that ballot. You were mailed like at least 3. They usually list 3 of the closest vote centers to you. If you don't want to go to a vote center on Tuesday, and I believe there's a few that are open early, but because it's a special election, they don't have all the vote centers that they normally would have in an on-year, a regularly scheduled election. You can drop it off at the ballot drop box. You can always do that. And you know what? Believe it or not, the post office is still operating during this shutdown.
Yep.
So you can absolutely use that postage, paid envelope and mail it back.
Yeah. Michael wants to know where he can find Tawanda. He says,
just go to Hello Jasmine on Instagram or TikTok, and you can find her on my Facebook too. And from there you'll get into her world, because she has her own, her handle is iamtawanda.ai for folks who want to know.
Yeah, he said he's more the spicy rhetoric type. So
you're going to love Tawanda.
He's gonna love Tawanda,
she is righting so many wrongs in this world. I'm telling you, every day I'm proud of her.
Jasmyne Cannick is my guest. We are talking Prop 50 and whatever. 800-920-1580 KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
Our communities have been through too much to let our voices be erased now. Prop 50 is how we push back against the rigged maps, the rising costs, and the attacks on our health care and our rights. I'm Senator Lola Smallwood Cuevas. Join me in voting yes on Prop 50 because we deserve to choose who speaks for us. Ad paid for by California for All of Us, supporting Prop 50. McKenna Ballot Measure Committee. Ad Committee's top funder. Faith votes yes on 50. Sponsored by LA Voice Action and Progressive Era Issues Committee, supporting yes on 50.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. S&P volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an S&P open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit CASMPvolunteer.org.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in a National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform.
If you missed the recent Left Coast Forum, then you really missed out. An insightful presentation from Professor Richard Wolff, a call to action from LA Mayor Karen Bass, an insider's view on Prop 50 and the government shutdown from Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove, and as usual, Dr. Cornel West brought down the House with a powerful closing keynote. And many of the plenary sessions were standing room only. Check out our social media posts for photos and video of what you missed at the Left Coast Forum and make plans to attend one of our upcoming events. Our next Altadena Town Hall is Thursday, November 6th, 4 to 6 p.m. at Victory Bible Church in Pasadena. We're going to interrogate SoCal Edison's settlement fund and see what's really going on with this fire recovery program. And our KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair is Saturday, November the 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here in Leimert Park at Catch at Audubon Middle School. All the details about these upcoming events can be found at our website, KBLA1580.com. So thanks again to all those who supported the Left Coast Forum, and a special thanks to our partners this year. The LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, Partnership for Growth, UTLA, LA Care Health Plan, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and the Liberty Hill Foundation.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Established in 2020 during a time of deep racial unrest across our state and country, the Black Freedom Fund was created to make sure that leaders and organizations working to support Black communities and build power have the resources they need to stay in the fight for the long haul. We believe that those closest to the issues impacting our communities know best how to solve them. That's why in just the last 5 years, we've granted more than $45 million to over 200 grassroots organizations across California. That is the largest collective investment in Black organizing in history, and we're just getting started. We are clear-eyed and committed, more now than ever, to our people, our power, and our possibility. Join us in creating a future where Black people harness their full power to shape their lives and realize a just world for all. Learn more at fundblackfreedom.org. That's fundblackfreedom.org. The Black Freedom Fund is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominic DePrima on First Things First.
And by the way, happy belated birthday, Jasmyne Cannick.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very
indeed.
much.
Okay, we only got a couple minutes here before we pass the mic to Tavis. Shayon from LA, you're on.
Shayon from Long Beach.
Yeah, he's put LA. I knew
LA.
Long Beach. Okay, all right. What's on your mind?
Stop it.
Shayon.
During your guest. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just caught the end. I heard you and your guest talking about the John Conyers H.R. 40 bill that's been stuck in the House since he first brought it up when he was serving in the Congress.
Right, but we're
And so
really
my
talking.
only
We're
point is
talking
this.
about Prop 50, but that was just an example.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I'm gonna vote. Well, let me cut it short. I'm gonna vote yes on Prop 50. That's a no-brainer with me. So
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
right. So what I'm saying is the issue about HR 40 is that how many times have the Democrats had control of the House, especially under Pelosi? They never brought that bill to the floor for a full vote, so everybody will know where every politician that's in the House stands on just the study reparations. That's all I'm saying. So when the Dems get in control of the House, they never bring that bill to the floor for a whole vote.
It's a fair point. It's never even made it out of committee. So,
well,
until
when the
it did
Democrats are in
recently.
control, they control the agenda.
Right. No.
That's my point.
No, your
the
point is
Speaker
taken.
controls the House.
Mm-hmm. Your point is taken.
Okay,
Nobody's
all right.
saying the Democrats are, where we want them to be or perfect. I was just trying to make the distinction of understanding if you are voting no on 50 because you think it's better for reparations, that is wrong, because even though Dems have not brought H.R. 40 to the floor, Dems are the ones that created the task force in California. Dems are the ones that have moved the ball on reparations in every state or city where it has moved. Could they do more? Yes. Would they bring it to the floor now? I don't know. Maybe. It seems like it's more normalized and less scary than it used to be for politicians, but it's still, you see, Gavin Newsom tap dancing, so maybe not. It's a fair point,
I
Sharon.
can make that point, Dominique.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Thank you for calling. Good to hear from you. Don't be a stranger. Jasmyne Cannick. We have 2 minutes. What you want to say?
Just to remind,
closing arguments.
Get that ballot filled out and drop it off. Make sure that you talk to folks around you in your community, in your household, the ones that are eligible to vote or registered to vote, to make sure that they do the same. I think that our future depends on Prop 50, as well as the efforts of other Democrat-led states, so that we can fight back against this, the rigging, the cheating. It's so exhausting dealing with DC, and I love to know my own zip code too, so I gotta pay attention to what's going on here locally and pay attention to the craziness that's going on in DC. And I know for folks who do that, we are exhausted because it's coming from the left, it's coming from the right. There's just so much going on all around us. But I'm concerned about November 1st, concerned about folks' ability to feed themselves right now. Knowing that, November is also the month that Americans celebrate Thanksgiving and all of these, you head into the holiday season and folks are going to be without. And I want you to think about that while you're making up your mind about what you're going to do for Prop 50. Because, again, things are delayed now. They're going to be permanently deleted if MAGA gets their way. And they've made it really clear that that is their way. Like, that is definitely what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, and it's always worse than what they say. So imagine. Jasmyne Cannick, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing your brain with us this morning.
Always. And thank you, Miles.
Yeah.
Miles always has my back every
holding
morning.
it
Thank you for always holding it down.
Tavis Smiley's got a great show ahead for you, so you want to keep it locked right here for that. Tap in with Jasmyne and Hello Jasmyne. Find me at DePrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio, the station is at KBLA 1580. And like I said, Stephen Bradford, the senator, will be on with us tomorrow for Freedman Friday, so it's going to be on. Like my mama, the great Diane DePrima, poet laureate of San Francisco, used to say, history is now. Like I always say, we're making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The family of Shanquella Robinson held a ceremony in North Carolina to mark 3 years since her death in Mexico. Her father still wants justice.
And that's all I'm asking for is the United States of America to step in and look at this case and make it right.
Though video showed she was attacked, the FBI said there wasn't enough evidence to pursue the case. A former Illinois deputy has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Sonia Massey. Sean Grayson killed Massey, a black woman, after she called 911 about an intruder. He claimed self-defense. Grayson faces up to 20 years or probation. And Miami Heat's Terry Rozier and Portland Trailblazer coach Chauncey Billups are off payroll amid a federal gambling probe. Rozier's $27 million salary is in escrow, and Billups forfeits $7 million until the case is concluded. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dodgers are in trouble. They lost to Toronto last night 6-1 and are now just one game away from missing out on winning back-to-back World Series titles. The Blue Jays take a 3-2 lead back home to Toronto for what could be a decisive Game 6 on Friday night. The Dodgers offense is breaking down at the wrong time. They've scored only 3 runs in the last 2 games and struck out 15 times last night. 12 of those strikeouts belong to Trey Yesevich, a 22-year-old rookie. Yesevich limited the Dodgers to 3 hits and 1 run. Only one Dodger batter went to the plate last night with a runner in scoring position. The Dodgers need to resuscitate their offense in a hurry. Austin Reeves continues to carry the Lakers with LeBron and Luka Doncic out with injuries. Reeves hit a short jumper in the lane at the buzzer last night in Minnesota to lift the Lakers to a 116-115 win. Reeves ended up with 28 points and 16 assists. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you missed the recent Left Coast Forum, then you really missed out. An insightful presentation from Professor Richard Wolf, a call to action from LA Mayor Karen Bass, an insider's view on Prop 50 and the government shutdown from Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove, and as usual, Dr. Cornel West brought down the House with a powerful closing keynote. And